guys, even though a St. Patrick's update does not seem likely, does make me wonder if we did get something for St. Patrick's, what would the items in the game look like? So I decided to get a list of items from the Roblox avatar shop and got myself a handful of items that could be seen for a St. Patrick's Day update in Murder Mystery 2. I got some knives, I got a gun, and I even have an emote and radio that could fit St. Patrick's Day. If you guys are excited to see these items, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right into it. Here's the first item I got here. I will have the creators of all of these items in the bottom left hand corner since most of these are UGC items. But this item looks really cool. It's super fitting for the St. Patrick's season. It's pretty green, as you guys can see. There's a 4-leaf clover at the bottom of the handle, but there's also some gold pieces as well, since gold also has a little bit to do with St. Patrick's Day. And at the bottom of the blade there is like a little coin, I guess. Like the coin sort of like what you'd see from like Scrooge McDuck. And also there is a horseshoe at the bottom of the blade. And horseshoes are also related to St. Patrick's. Pretty much anything lucky is related to St. Patrick's since it's a very lucky time of the year. This item would come to the game. I think it would be called the horseshoe knife. Because I think the horseshoe at the bottom of the blade is one of the main parts of this knife, so I'd really like to see a horseshoe knife come into the game. This would be a very cool godly knife if it did appear. Next, I have this ancient gun for you guys, as you guys can see. If you guys saw my video of my Valentine's Day ideas, you'd realize that this does look a little familiar. Well, this ancient gun is made by the same person that made the Valentine's ancient gun I showed in that video, file saved. And it's like pretty much the same decal pretty much, but this one is more fitting for St. Patrick's. As you guys can see, it is a green and gold bow. And at both of the edges of the bow, you can see some 4-leaf clovers on it. This would of course be ancient since it's a crossbow, and you would only see crossbows if they were ancient in the game. So maybe this could be like a potential main event exclusive ancient that you'd have to pay like 80,000 clovers, I guess. I don't know. I would call this the leprechaun since I could really see like a leprechaun using this ancient gun. If it did release in the game, I think that'd be super cool if we got this leprechaun ancient gun. I thought actually the only ancient I have for you guys, because I also have an ancient knife, as you guys can see. It's not even a knife, this is a straight up hammer, dude. I don't think we've ever actually seen a hammer in Murder Mystery, so this would definitely be a very good first. And as you can see, it does have green and gold pieces, but you know, the main part about it is that it's legit a hammer, so you can see some metal, or maybe that could be silver. I mean, that could be silver. I'm down for silver also being a St. Patrick's relating thing. But as you can see, there's like a bunch of 4-leaf clovers all over this. And I think this would be a pretty demanded knife if it did release in the game, because it would be the only hammer in the game. There's a reason my harvester is so expensive, it's because it's the only crossbow in the game, so if we saw another unique item like this, not unique tier, but like something never seen before, I feel like this would be very demanded in the game. I would call this the super luck knife, because possibly if you wielded this hammer, it would give you better luck with unboxing godlies. I mean, you never know. The next thing I have is actually going to be an emote for you guys. As you guys can see on screen right now. It's just a 4-leaf clover. There's not a whole lot to say. You could hold it, and maybe if you clicked while you were holding it, like maybe it would spin or something. Maybe you could like throw it around and maybe it'll be like a Beyblade. I don't know. Or maybe if you clicked it, it would like drop some coins in the ground. Well, not like actual coins that you can pick up, but like, you know, like a coin like accessory would like fall on the ground. That would also be cool if like actual coins that you could pick up would fall on the ground, so I'd be down for that. This would be a kind of OP emote, not gonna lie. I would just call this the Clover emote since, you know, there's not a whole lot to this. I was originally gonna call this the Lucky Clover, but, you know, this is just a clover, you know. But I still think this would be a pretty nice emote in the game. Definitely one that you'd want to get. Last item we have here is actually a radio. Even though I'm not so sure how relevant radios will be after the March 22nd update, they'll still be in the game nonetheless, so I do think that we could potentially see a radio in the game. This one was actually made by I Don't Have a Use, you know, the guy that makes all the knives in the game. So this could definitely release in the game. I don't actually think he's made a green version though. I actually photoshopped this to be green. It's originally red. But this could actually release in the game since it was made by I Don't Have a Use, or maybe something very similar to this could release in the game. Could definitely be possible. I feel like any UGC item that I Don't Have a Use has made could be seen in the game. Something I just now realized that this actually looks very similar to the dubstep radio. I didn't actually notice that until I just started recording this, because I was gonna see if we have any green radios, because I forgot if we did. But then the dubstep radio exists. You know, let's just forget about the dubstep radio. This radio looks a lot cooler. I would call this radio the Luck Album. I thought that was a pretty clever name. Album as in like a series of music. And you know, all the radios in the game don't really have a whole lot of interesting names to it. I think the best radio name is, you guessed it, the dubstep radio. But I'd definitely like to see this Luck album radio in the game. I mean, I don't have a use to Nicholas if you guys are watching this. I mean, that would be kind of interesting. Shouldn't take too much time. But yeah, guys, that is all of my St. Patrick's Day item ideas. Even though these will most likely not release in the game, Nicholas still has time to release something for St. Patrick's, but it does not seem likely, especially since we didn't see anything for Valentine's this year. But you know, it's always fun to speculate of what some items could look like if they were St. Patrick's items, and we only have one St. Patrick's item and it's not even godly. It's a common knife. Like, this is a pretty rare knife, but there's nothing really interesting to it besides that there's a couple 3-leaf clovers. They're not even 4-leaf clovers. Like, what is that, Nicholas? Yeah, please let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see for St. Patrick's update. Let me know if you have any godly knife ideas or godly guns or maybe even ancient items. I'd love to hear you guys will think, because maybe if Nicholas watches this, he'll be realizing that he's missing out on these many St. Patrick's ideas, you know. But that's about all I gotta say to this video, so shout out to the current members on the YouTube channel, but that's about all I gotta say, so until next time, goodbye!